I'm Emily Brown and I am a photographer and videographer. I've kind of always been pretty interested in creative things. I think when I was about 13, I started to realize that I was really interested in media. I joined Media Arts when I was a sophomore in high school, and I started doing film. I started going to film camps over the summer, and I just really got into making short films and things like that. And then one day my friend was like, hey, you should rent the camera from the Media Arts and we should take some pictures for Instagram. So then we started taking pictures for Instagram, and I was like, okay, this is fun, but I still I don't really like it that much. It's not the most fun. I definitely liked doing video more at the time. And then my mom was a teacher at the local college, and one of her students was graduating, and she was like, oh, my daughter can take your senior pictures. So then I took her senior pictures, and then I just kind of snowballed from there. It kind of almost happened accidentally, and I think I fell more in love with it than I was at the beginning. I was in college, and I was kind of flip-flopping on what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I think it's kind of insane how when I was 17, 18, I was expected to know. And so I had a lot of pressure on me to figure out what I wanted to do. And it seemed as if the longer it took me to figure out what I wanted to do, the farther I would be behind, because I was wasting my time in college, just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. And so I started to do sociology in college, which is also something I'm very passionate about. But then I started thinking about it, and I was like, okay, ideally, if I got a sociology degree, I would be a professor. What else can you do? And then if I was a professor, then I would have to go to grad school, because I would want to do research and things like that. And so it kind of just seemed like a lot to be going to school for that long. So then I started to kind of look at different options that I had. And simultaneously, I was in a sorority at the time, and I had so many shoots. I literally had a shoot a day for the entire second semester that I was at NMSU. And I just started to realize that was where my heart was at. That was all I thought about. When I was in class, I would be editing, I'd be thinking about the next shoot I wanted to do creatively or whatever. And so I just kind of started to see myself slip farther and farther away from college and my studies. And then I was like, okay, if this is something I want to do as a job, maybe I should go to college for that. And then I looked into options for going to college. I even sat down with one of the heads of the photography program at UNM to see if that was a viable option. And I just was like, I honestly think that it would make a lot more sense for me to just not go to school and to just pursue photography full time, rather than spend my money on furthering my education on something that I don't think would really better my business, when I could just be doing my business. My dad was always very into us following a very standard timeline, I guess, of where we graduated high school, then we went to college, and then we got a big boy job, or I guess a big girl job, and that was what he thought success was, I guess. Having a stable job, having a degree. And so for a long time, I felt like that was what I had to do. I didn't think that there really was another option. I also think there is that type of stigma in society, at least with older generations like my parents. And so for a long time, he really didn't approve of me doing that, because he instantly was like, that makes no sense. I'm not listening to why you think it makes sense. It doesn't make sense, because what makes sense is going to school, getting a degree, and then getting a job, and then working 9 to 5 the rest of your life, and maybe being unhappy, but that doesn't matter, because at least you have a college degree. Battled a long time with this idea that he had, I guess, put upon me. But then it got to a point where I was like, okay, he's a rational man. If I just literally explain this to him like step by step in a very logical way, I think that he might be okay with it. I have to continue to tell myself this as well, but I think that like everything takes time, and the time you put into it is going to benefit you. And also nothing happens overnight. You just have to like work really hard and it'll pay off. But also believe in yourself, know your worth, and yeah, just be persistent.